Hey guys, and welcome back to your first Bukkit plugin programming tutorial. The first thing you need to do when making a Bukkit plugin is you need to download something called Notepad++, JDK, and Eclipse. So first, just type in Google Notepad++. Click on Notepad++ home, and it'll say download current version 6.1.6. Just go ahead and download that one. Then once you've got that, type in Java space JDK like that, and it'll come at the top, Java SE downloads. It normally comes at the top. As you can see, the top here is the Java JDK here. So that's just download the top JDK and click download here. Now this is the important part. There's this thing called Eclipse, which is an IDE. Now an IDE is basically like Word but for programming. So go ahead and type in eclipse.org, and it should automatically come up with this. Now click on Downloads and go to Eclipse IDE for Java developers. And that is, if you've got a 64-bit computer, click on that one, and if you've got 32-bit, click on that one. So I've got 64-bit, and once you get to this page, just click on this green triangle and run the setup thing. So I've already got all of those. I've got Notepad++, and yeah. So I've got my Eclipse here. Just wait for it to load. Now, while you're opening it like this, it will ask for a workspace. Just use the default workspace. That's the best way of doing it. And okay, so here's Eclipse. I'll just shut down these. Now, when you first open it, it will come like this. Hurry up. Sorry about the slow computering. What is it doing? Okay, so when you first get it, it'll come up with all of this. This is the welcome screen. Don't worry about all of this stuff. You can follow through the tutorials if you like. But there are two things you can do. You can click go to the workbench, or you can just cancel this. So we're going to go to the workbench, and that will come up with this. Now just make sure you're in the Java perspective up here, and you should have the same layout as me. You won't have any of these. These are things that I have made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and click new Java project, and I'm going to call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it YouTube. Sorry about that. Sorry. YouTube plugin. Type in YouTube plugin or whatever you want, and then click finish. And as you can see, it's made this project called YouTube plugin here. So now what we need to do is this has nothing to do with actual Bukkit. Hang on a sec, guys, I just gotta do this. Hello guys, and welcome back. Sorry about that little interruption. But anyway, what we need to do is we need to add craft Bukkit to this project, kind of. So we can use all the methods inside the craft bucket.jar. So if you want to make a plugin for Craft Bukkit, you have probably downloaded it. But if you haven't downloaded Craft Bukkit, then go ahead and do that. It's very easy. So go ahead and go Properties, Java Build Path, add External Jars because it's outside, and look for your Craft Bukkit folder. Click on it, click Open, and it will add craftbucket.jar up here. Click OK, and it'll add this reference libraries thing. So once you've got that, right click on source and click new. Now we could click on package and then class, but if you just click on class, then you can write the package here and it'll make it for you. So the package, the main package, has to be 3 things, like one folder dot another folder dot another folder. So you can go com dot my username dot. I tend to put the class name afterwards, so I'm just gonna call the class name name. So this is your class name. This is your class, so the actual class name goes here. This you should really do the same as the class name. So type in com dot your name dot whatever you want to call your class, and then call your class the same thing. So I'm just gonna copy and paste it because I'm lazy. Just don't worry about these. You can have this ticked or not ticked. It doesn't really matter. I'm not really sure what that does. So just click finish. And as you can see, that's added a package and it's added a class at the same time. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to use a method called Java plugin. So go ahead and type in extends Java plugin. And now what that means is it means if you wanted to use methods from another class, so if you had like another class from, say, here, right, like this class, then you would have to go extends that class name. Now we're extending the class called Java plugin, which has loads of methods that helps us. But normally, if you wanted to get another class, you'd type in the name of the class, say class name cn equals new class name. But then if it extends class name, and then actually wait, if you've got a method, which I'll talk to you about later, if you've got a method in class name, then you go cn dot, wait for it, cn dot and then the method name. But as you can see, it's come up with nothing because I have no methods in this class yet. But if it extended the class name, then you would just have to type in the method, like get description. That's a method, badly spelt, and I can just use that without doing anything because it extends Java plugin. Now what we need to do is we need to make a logger. Now a logger is what writes stuff on the Bukkit, like console kind of thing. So just write public final logger equals logger. Sorry about my awful typing dot get. As you can see, it's come up with all these methods. You can just use the arrow keys to go up and down it, and then just hover over the one that you want and press enter. So we're going to go get logger. Now this asks for a string. Now a string is like anything, as long as it's in speech marks, kind of. So we're going to type in Minecraft. And that's the name of the logger, I think. So once you've got that, what we need to do is we need to write a method for what happens when it's enabled and disabled. So we want these to override, because they're like the main methods where it enables and disables. So go public void on enable, just like that. Now we're gonna copy and we're gonna paste this like that and make this on disable, like that. So have on enable and on disable. Now this is what will happen when it's enabled. This is what will happen when it's disabled. So what you got to do is you got to go ahead and we got to use something called plugin description. Plugin description file. We're gonna call it PDF equals get description, which is a method that I showed you earlier. And then go ahead. We're going to have to do this a lot where you import stuff. It happened with this as well. This had a red line underneath it. Just hover over it like this and look down. Oh, okay. Click change to plugin description file because I didn't spell it right. And as you can see, I'm just going to get rid of this because it did that automatically. So if you write plugin description file, it'll have a red line underneath. You've got to hover over it and click import plugin description file. Now, when I say import stuff, and unless I say explicitly something else, always import the org.bukkit.something, something or whatever. So always make sure it begins with org.bukkit unless I on purposely tell you otherwise. Like this logger, that's java.util, not org.bukkit, but the rest is org.bukkit. So you've got this PDF. So now what you want to do is PDF will get your what's called a plugin.yml file, and you can get from the PDF, you can get information from that file that we're going to make later. So we can do things like pdf.get name, which will get the name of the plugin and all that stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go logger.info. This is all in Java plugin and this. So logger.info, like that. And then this is the message. Now what this will do is logger, I said, print stuff out in this console box. So what you put in this info thing will be what it says to the user when he runs his program after it. So it's going to say enabling thingy, and then it's going to say what you put in here. So because I've been recording for quite a while now, that's it for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope this helped. I'll finish the plugin next time, and I'll hope to see you next time. Goodbye.